AB 12 will increase housing access and housing affordability in our state by limiting the amount that can be charged for a security deposit for a rental unit to 1 month's rent, making California the 12th state in the country to lower these barriers to housing. California has the third lowest homeownership rate in the country, with nearly half of our state's households, 17 million families and individuals, renting in cities, suburbs, and rural areas. California's housing shortage has caused rents to skyrocket. According to the committee's analysis, the median rent in California has increased by 35% since 2000, while median renter household income has only increased by 6%. Higher rents result in higher security deposits, which further limits housing access and places greater burdens on working families. Under current California law, every renter can be required to pay up to 3 months' rent for their security deposit. This is a law that was put in place in 1977 and hasn't been changed substantially since then. Because of these high security deposits, it can cost over $8,000 upfront to move into an average one-bedroom apartment in San Francisco or Los Angeles when you add the security deposit and first month's rent. Few people have such large sums saved, and as a result are often forced to go into debt or forego other necessities. In a recent study, 53% of California renters indicated that they are able to afford their rent, but they are unable to get an apartment simply because they cannot afford a security deposit. This pushes many families, including those with individuals making minimum wage, to either forego necessities such as food and utilities or acquire more debt in order to be approved for housing. It can lead to many working families staying in unsafe, inadequate, or overcrowded living situations, unable to afford the cost to move into an apartment fit for their family or closer to work. I also want to be clear that AB 12 does not take away a landlord's ability to hold their tenants accountable. 1 month's rent will cover the large majority of damages, and in the event that they don't, and similar to other practices under law, the landlord can still take the tenant to court to be reimbursed for any damages that exceed that amount. Tenants are still fully liable for any damages. This bill also doesn't create a one-size-fits-all approach for different parts of our state. Landlords still have full autonomy to decide on their rent based on the market they live in. Other states have already tackled this issue. Alabama, New York, Massachusetts, Delaware, Rhode Island prohibit landlords from charging more than 1 month's rent. Despite changes in other state law, California continues to fall behind.